Hello, interweb friends. Thidumgamer here with another game review, and continuing with the month of October horror-themed games. Wanted to go ahead and top it off with the game Nightmare, the video board game. An older game, definitely, as you can tell from the title, it's a video game. It's got a video cassette with it, a VHS tape that you play while you are playing the game. The cassette tape itself is an hour long and has instructions for the game on it, as well as hinders or helps the players as the VHS goes along. Now, a little bit of history on the game of Nightmare. There were 3 sequels, not expansions, sequels. Similar board game type feel, similar gameplay in the sense that there was a VHS tape that the players are playing against. And then finally, they remade Nightmare using some of the aspects of the future games into a game called Atmosphere. Now, Atmosphere had a DVD that came with it, not a VHS tape. And to my understanding, I may be wrong on this, I haven't had a chance to play Atmosphere, but to my understanding, the DVD added more of a random element to the game. Big downfall of this being a VHS tape is every time you play that tape, it's going to be the same, well, just like watching a movie, it's going to be the same every playthrough. Now, the game itself is straightforward in the sense that every player gets to choose a different character. The characters are based on horror icons from history or from myth, such as Baron Samedi. They call him the zombie in the game, but if you are familiar with Baron Samedi, he is associated with Voodoo culture. You also have Khufu, the mummy. There's a vampire and the likes throughout the game. Now, after each player has chosen their character, they randomly choose a tag to put in their player token, and that tells them what order they are in the game. Very important, because on the VHS tape, you have a narrator called the Gatekeeper, and the Gatekeeper will call on people depending on multiple things, whether it's their turn, how old they are, how young they are, what order they're in. May call for player 3, may call for the character that you chose, whether, zombie, vampire, mummy, whatever. And the Gatekeeper will be asking you to do different tasks throughout the game. If you fail his tasks, you are sent to the black hole, and you are stuck there. It's basically lose a turn until you're released from the black hole. As you're moving around the board, you're, of course, rolling the dice to see how far you move, and you'll be collecting things like time cards. And the time cards tell you to take a certain action at a certain time on the video. There is a timer on the video going from 0000 to 6000. You could also be picking up chance cards, which can do things like give you pieces of keys. You can also get fate cards, which are actions that you take in certain scenarios, such as this one says, if Baron Samedi lands on your gravestone, toss the coin. Nice little coin token, dragon tail, and demon head, and then tells you what to do if you flip heads or tails. The other thing you will have in the game is the Nightmare cards, and on the backs of the Nightmare cards, as you start each game, every player takes one and writes down their nightmare. And we'll get into more on that when it comes to winning the game. Now, as you're going around the board, not to the center of the board, around the board, you are attempting to collect your character's 6 keys. Each key will do something a little bit different to help you out throughout the game, but once you collect these 6 keys, you're able to move towards the center of the board. And if you get to the center of the board, before the video cassette gets done, you go ahead and flip over a nightmare card. If it is not your nightmare, you win. Game's over, stop the VHS tape, everybody goes home happy, or happier than normal. If it is your nightmare, you lose, and the game continues until somebody gets to the center and draws a card that's not their nightmare, or the tape hits 60 minutes. At 60 minutes, if nobody has won, everybody loses. Now, the game itself does recommend about an hour, which I find kind of funny because the tape is an hour long. You've got to have an hour to play this. Maybe a little bit less, but in the multiple times that I've played this game, it has always hit at least the 50-minute mark, if not 58 minutes, or of course, everybody loses. Recommends 3 to 6 players, and this, I can't argue. 3 players, definitely, but up to 6, the more the merrier. This, with the game, you're rolling the dice as quickly as you can, moving as quickly as you can, so even with 6 players, you're getting multiple turns for each player throughout the game. So it's a very quick game in that sense, that turns are taken quickly. Age range. This you're going to have to make your own call on. The gatekeeper is very spooky, and he gets grosser looking as time goes on. Ages 14 and up, definitely. If you are really good of making light of the gatekeeper, you might play with some kids that are a little bit younger, but I would not go younger than 10. I've played with my family, and we taunt and are sarcastic to the gatekeeper. I started this on purpose so my kids were laughing at him as we were going through and playing the game. But again, he gets really scary and spooky quickly throughout the video. It's like he's rotting as the video goes on. Now, if you're not playing with children and you really want to play something that's scary, this is definitely a game for you. Shut off the lights, have the board and cards and everything lit just by the TV screen, and play that video and play. It is intense as the game goes on. The gatekeeper is showing up like every 5 seconds almost, and just getting scarier and yelling at you. It can be a rather good horror thematic game. Now, the downfall of this, it's a VHS tape. I do not know if there is a copy of this video anywhere that is not on the VHS tape. If you find one, great. You can play the board game without the VHS tape. But you can't play this game without the tape, or without the video itself. If you are able to find Atmosphere and get it, as I said, it has the DVD that goes along with it. So if you're able to find that, definitely recommend looking for that. Another downfall of the VHS tape is the replayability. As I said, if I understand correctly, the DVD has more of a random element to it, whereas the VHS tape, you're watching the same movie over and over again. This game can be replayed. It's very intense, but the problem is if you are playing it too frequently with the same players, people are going to start remembering certain things happen at certain times, and they'll be looking for that. So you definitely want to put some time in between playthroughs. I honestly pull this out with my family about once every year, at most once every 6 months. That way we don't have a chance to memorize it. But other than that, replayability is pretty good. As long as you give time between it, it's definitely a game that people will look forward to playing if they know that they're going to be playing it. Can't really speak too much on the sequels or the atmosphere. I haven't had a chance to play them. Most of what I've seen is what's reported online. But if you get a chance to pick up those, definitely give them a chance. It's a fun game. It's intense, but it's fun. Other than that, have no further reviews on the game itself. If you do want to get in contact with me, make some suggestions of games to review or try playing, have questions for me, you can reach me on Twitter at Thidumg, or an email can be sent to Thidumgamer@gmail.com. Of course, you can always leave a comment in the comment section below. Just ask that you be clean with the comment. Family, people, kids looking at the videos, so don't want anything that I have to go in and delete. Other than that, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like the content I'm presenting, go ahead and hit subscribe. I am trying to release a video a week, usually on Saturday or Sunday. And if you have anybody you know that would enjoy this content or this video, go ahead and share it with them. The more that see some of these oddball games, the better. Always good to get some of these games some more viewings, some more people playing them. But as always, enjoy your week. I hope you have a great one, and I will see you next time.